Hi guys, and welcome back to another Earth to Mama vlog here on Simple as Could Be. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, and I participated in World Wildlife's Race for Love, which was a 5K, 10K, or half marathon, while also raising funds to help conserve nature and protect the planet and all the habitats and species that reside on it. I'm so happy and proud to say that I actually finished the 5K in 41 minutes. And I thought that I would try and tie along in with the theme of giving, even though I know it was Valentine's Day and not Thanksgiving. I still think that love is an act of giving, and whether you're giving your time or your energy or your resources to someone to show that you love them, I think is an act of giving. So I thought I'd talk about 5 ways that giving can benefit us. One being benefiting others, obviously, for obvious reasons. Whether you're giving, like I said, your time or your money or your resources, you are giving something that others need and therefore helping them. The other 4 benefits are more beneficial to us, which is actually really cool because knowing that giving to others can help benefit ourselves, maybe can help influence us to be more giving and altruistic. So one of the first ways that giving benefits us is our happiness. There's actually scientific studies done that show that when people give, it activates regions of the brain that are associated with pleasure and connection and trust. And when that's happening, it activates chemicals being released like serotonin, which is the mood mediator chemical in our brain, dopamine, which is the feel-good chemical, and oxytocin, which is the compassion chemical in our brain. And when all this is working, it actually elevates our levels of happiness. So I don't know if you've ever heard, but I've read in like a lot of self-help books, when they say like, I don't know about you, but when I give to others, it feels better than receiving. And that's actually like statistically proven in human beings. We're wired that way. When we give to others, it actually makes us feel better than receiving something, even though it does feel good to receive something. The next way that giving benefits us is gratitude. For some ways that are kind of obvious and some that aren't. We are obviously thankful and grateful when we get a gift from someone. It obviously helps us feel gratitude when we are given something from someone. It's also kind of obvious that when we give something to someone, it is a way for us to show our gratitude or our appreciation or our love for that person. But it also helps in ways that's not so obvious. When we give to others as well as when we receive, it helps us notice more of the small things that we have to be grateful for. It actually shows, scientific studies have shown that people who give tend to be more optimistic because it helps you look out for certain things that you wouldn't normally see, like your friend giving you a ride if your car's broke down, or your spouse making dinner if you've had a long day. Being noticeable of those things help you just be more grateful as a person, and that again can elevate our happiness as well. Another way that giving benefits us is our mental health. Again, studies have shown that people who give, whether it be to charitable organizations or just loved ones or just being an altruistic person in general, have a greater self-esteem. And it's kind of like a two-way street, because people who have greater self-esteem tend to give more, But if you're not that type of person already and you have somewhat of a low self-esteem, by becoming a person who is more giving and altruistic, you can raise your own self-esteem and thereby help with your own mental health. Same thing with depression and stress levels. Science has shown that people who are giving tend to feel less depressed, and when you're less depressed, you actually tend to give more. And lower stress levels, just because you are feeling better about yourself by being more of an altruistic person. You're not as worried about things happening because you're okay with the way they are, and you're more focused on what you can give than what you can get from life. And the last way that it can benefit us is our physical health. I could have joined mental and physical health together into just health, but I think it's really important to differentiate and separate our mental health from our physical health and work on them separately, because working on one won't help the other necessarily, and vice versa. You have to work on them both at once. But one of the ways that it helps with physical health is lower blood pressure. So studies have been done on elderly folks, and they actually have people who are giving to charitable organizations or to others in general tend to have lower blood pressure levels, and that's after taking into account all the other conditions that they might have, whether it's underlying conditions or choice-related conditions like diet or smoking or something like that. They also tend to live longer lives. They are 44% less likely to die at an earlier age than those who aren't giving or aren't as altruistic in nature, and that's again after taking into account all of their other health-related conditions. And in some ways, giving can actually help our physical health even when we're not elderly. Like for example, the Race for Love that I did yesterday was a 5K, and so I was outside running 3.1 miles or 5 kilometers, which is benefiting my health and also benefiting whatever purpose or cause I'm running for or using my physical health for. So I wanted to just say that those things, and let everyone know that giving can benefit us, and hopefully that will motivate us to be more giving and altruistic in nature, and it will affect us positively in more ways than we can count. And whether it be through, like I said earlier, your time or your resources or your energy. Some resources can be made back, but time and energy are things of yours that when you're giving them to others, you cannot get those back. And so that in itself is an act of giving, and so is love. By loving others and showing them your appreciation and your gratitude and your care and your empathy for them, you are giving them kindness, you are giving them yourself and letting them know that they can in turn be themselves and be kind and more caring and more giving in nature too. So that's it for today. If you have any ideas for next week's vlog, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I just want to throw out there that I really, really appreciate you being a part of this community. Earth to Mama wouldn't be where it is without you, and neither would the world. I want you to always remember that. Until next time, be kind to yourself and others, and I'll see you next week.